We know that we need to increase capacity to this corridor. Anybody that travels the corridor to and from work every morning will tell you that.
Students will have the opportunity to try a new fruit or vegetable. It's a positive experience. It's non-threatening. They can try it if they want to.
Oh, no, don't go in there.
The exits are here, anywhere.
It's just that I have fun doing it.
Now, from Arkansas's News and Information Center, this is THV 11 This Morning.
Hello, good morning to you. I'm Ashley Blackstone alongside Tom Brannon. Elise is off today. She's going to be on the evening shows and we'll be back tomorrow.
So you were there last night.
Yes.
Elise is there tonight. It's vacation season, folks. We're having to rotate anchors.
Yeah, rotate a little bit, but so glad to be back. In case you missed the 4:30 show, I was telling Tom it feels like 3 weeks. I think it may have been since I saw you last.
Yeah, because I think you had a little time off, and then I took what amounted to almost 2 weeks off.
We were just passing each other.
We were. Hey, you know, speaking of passing, a very, very sad and tragic death of Robin Williams last night. I know it's a top story with a lot of newscasts, and Robin Williams really had an effect on a lot of people, comedically speaking, a comic genius. He could not only do stand-up, just off-the-cuff stuff, he was also a great actor.
He was incredible.
And you talk about favorite movies.
Yeah.
Can you name a favorite movie of yours?
One of mine?
Yeah.
Dead Poet Society, Mrs. Doubtfire, several.
Yeah.
It's hard to pick just one because, yeah, he has so many.
I never saw a movie with him that I didn't like, whether it was drama or whether it was funny. But he'll be missed, and it was just a shock.
Yeah, a lot of people so surprised yesterday. We're going to have a lot on his life as we celebrate him throughout the whole morning, actually.
Yeah. But getting to weather news this morning, a nice, comfortable morning for you to start. It's too bad we couldn't start school on a day like today. Now, some classes are back in. Private schools in this week. Charter schools have already started in a lot of locations. And next week, Ashley Blackstone will catch the school bus and go to her favorite little public school.
Okay.
Yeah. You didn't know that, didn't you?
No, but I know now.
I want to share that with our producers. Here's what's going on outside. We want to talk about the circus first, don't we?
Really quickly, before we get to weather, we want to remind you, circus, of course, coming to town. Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus will be at Verizon Arena Thursday through Sunday. And
a little later this morning, we're going to give you another chance to win a family 4-pack of tickets to the show. So make sure that you keep watching. And I was informed yesterday that I will be the special guest ringmaster Thursday evening as the circus begins.
Very cool. Are you going to take Sophia?
Probably not. This is going to be a quick hitter by me. No, she's not really into the circus.
Not into the circus?
No, she's not into the circus. She gets enough of that with me at home.
There you go.
Yeah, here's how that worked out. Ashley and Elise both passed on it. They said, guess what? You drew the short straw,
it just seemed like something that you would do very well at. So we suggested your name. We were helping
that's awfully nice of you, Ashley. Thank you.
You could juggle as well.
Oh, I can't do that, by the way. Let's juggle some weather duties for you now. I almost jumped the gun on the weather there a moment ago. But dry, comfortable conditions outside for you this morning. Also for the next couple of mornings, temperatures in the lower to mid-60s. To start, plenty of sunshine expected today. We are going to stay below average temperature-wise for the rest of the week, which is very much unlike where we should be this time of the year. But heat and humidity certainly will take a bit of a turn upwards by the time we hit the weekend. We'll expect some rain chances by the end of the weekend. Here's what's going on outside. 75 degrees. Skies are partly to mostly cloudy. Northwest wind at 6. The pressure 2998. It's dropped off a little, but it will rise once again today. The dew point 66. Still just a little bit, a tad of humidity outside. You certainly feel it. Harrison 62. Now Harrison has dropped, or Fayetteville has dropped to 59, 63 Mountain Home. The rest of us in the low to mid 70s with Monticello at 74, Texarkana 75. Now as you prepare for the day today, prepare for a very nice feel. Although our high is expected to be around the upper 80s in Little Rock, some other places will only reach the middle 80s. Looking ahead, you got plans coming up. Maybe you're getting ready to plan the visit to the lake this weekend. Now, Friday and Saturday looking pretty good. More humidity, temperatures low 90s. Sunday, by the time we reach Sunday afternoon, we could see a chance of a thunderstorm or two. That is just a quick check of the weather. Now time to turn things over to Ashley with more about Robin Williams.
Tom, thank you. Like we mentioned, comedian and actor Robin Williams has died. Williams was found dead in his California home yesterday. An investigation into his cause of death continues this morning, while a coroner suspects it was a suicide. He had reportedly been suffering from severe depression. Williams' wife released a statement which in part read, quote, "The world lost one of its most beloved artists and beautiful human beings. He was 63 years old. Throughout the morning, we will celebrate the life of Robin Williams with a look back at some of his most popular movies. Happening today, a public meeting on one of Arkansas's most traveled roads. Interstate 30 stands to get a $450 million makeover, and it's all to improve safety and increase capacity. It would be widened from Interstate 530 in Little Rock to U.S. Highway 67 in North Little Rock. It's set to start after the Broadway Bridge replacement project is complete in 2017. The meeting will be from 4 to 7 at the North Little Rock Chamber of Commerce. You can find more details at THV11.com. Some people in Russellville are concerned over an Islamic center wanting to expand there. The center has been operating through Arkansas Tech since 2011. Then the center only had 10 members, but today there's more than 250. Some people are voicing their concerns because it will be across from Russellville Junior High School. The center plans to host an open house to the public on August 30th. Little Rock police looking for Jasper Goodwin Jr. still this morning. Police say he shot at a woman Sunday night on South Valentine Street. The victim says after the shooting, he ran off and hid in a nearby home. The SWAT team was brought in, but after a search, no signs of Goodwin. He also goes by the name of H.B. Winscoo. If you know where he is, call Little Rock Police. A Lonoke County judge has ruled that more than 160 dogs must be returned to their breeder. The animals were first taken from Sandra Nance in 2012 on allegations of animal cruelty. After a 2-year legal battle, she won the dogs back on an appeal in May. The Pulaski County Humane Society has been caring for those dogs since. They are set to be returned tomorrow. The Farm to School program in Fayetteville is now expanding district-wide. The program is a nationwide movement to get more food and nutrition, as well as education, into schools. The support of the local economy continues. The district's nutrition supervisor says they buy 27 different kinds of fruits and vegetables. The kids also get to choose what they want to eat with the Harvest of the Month program.
It's a positive experience. It's non-threatening. They can try it if they want to, and after they try it, they get to vote if they like it or not.
The program will take effect this school year. And a new restaurant chain announces it's coming to the capital city. Potbelly Sandwich Shop is set to open next month in the Midtown area of Little Rock. It will be located at Park Avenue on South University. The shop offers sandwiches, soups, shakes, and smoothies. This will be its first location here in Arkansas. And in Conway, people say they are excited there about the growth coming to their city. Along with Dillard's, new restaurants and hotels are on the way. It's the first major announcement coming from the Central Landing retail development at the Old Conway Airport. The next step in the process is a special bond rededication election, which is set for September 9th. This would extend a sales tax to pay for it. And in the Spa City, travel and business leaders now have a better knowledge of how well tourism is doing there. A travel research group reports 6.7 million visitors came to Hot Springs last year. 4 million of them were there just for the day. Travelers spent a total of $523 million. Visitors to the national park help make Hot Springs above national averages for outdoor travel.
5:08 now. This morning, Hollywood mourning loss of an iconic comedian, Robin Williams. In his honor, we're taking a look back at some of his best roles. First up, an all-time favorite.
Look at this. My first day as a woman, I'm getting hot flashes.
Mrs. Doubtfire was released November 24th, 1993. The movie, many of you have seen it, about an actor who disguises himself as a female housekeeper to spend time with his children, held in custody by his former wife after a rough divorce.
This comedy was the 67th in the American Film Institute's 100 years on a list of the 100 funniest movies of the 20th century. Was also rated number 40 on Bravo's 100 funniest movies of all time. I think it's probably in the top 25.
One of my favorite movies of all time. Saw it in the movie theater. I think I still have my movie ticket as well. Great, great film. And many times you turn on the television and it's still there, still playing.
Mrs. Doubtfire 2 was soon to be in production.
Yes, I read that.
And
unfortunately, it won't happen.
They just arranged a writer for it. Now, he's got 6 movies that are going to come out that he's already done here in the next, well, over the next year or so.
And next, we move to a Disney favorite, but this time Robin takes on a different role as a voice.
Mr. Aladdin, sir, what will your pleasure be?
Let me take your order, jot it down.
You ain't never had a friend like me.
Disney released Aladdin November 25th, 1992, almost a year before Mrs. Doubtfire. Robin Williams played the voice of the genie. Aladdin is the 31st animated feature in the Walt Disney Animated Classic Series and was part of the Disney film era known as the Disney Renaissance.
Of course, the film is about Aladdin, a street urchin who accidentally meets Princess Jasmine while in the city undercover. So they struggle with the hardship of Jasmine only being allowed to marry a prince. And Tom, I was reading about Robin yesterday, and he said by far that is one of his all-time favorite roles that he had the chance of playing.
And what's interesting is, once again, he's a comedian, he's an actor, and did you know he could sing?
That too. Brought us so many laughs over the years and will continue to do so.
True artistic talent.
A great one. Yeah. Bring up the bass. We're talking music this morning. And still ahead, how listening to certain types of music may give you a sense of power. That story coming up.
Bring up the bass, huh?
Bass.
Bass music? Bass,
yes.
Bass music?
Yes.
I did the same thing you did, though. I did the same thing you did. That's all right. Hey, coming up after the break, we're going to take a look at your forecast for this Tuesday.
So why switch to Dish?
With Dish, you get more options, you get more value, you get more channels. With Dish, you get more.
And you can get more for less. Save as much as $800 in just your first year with our best deal ever. Switch to Dish and save with prices starting at just $32.99 a month. But wait, call right now and save even more with promotional prices starting at just $19.99 a month for 12 months.
We are Dish customers for life. We love Dish.
This is our best deal ever. Call now to switch to Dish.
It's the only pediatric hospital in Arkansas. I worked there for 13 years. Some nights I'd stay in the intensive care unit. I needed to help the child, to not be afraid. When they needed funding, Tom Cotton was the only member of Congress from Arkansas who voted against it. I don't know where his priorities are, but they're not with Arkansas children.
The Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee is responsible for the content of this advertising.
National Back to School Day.
Time to dust off the old letter jacket.
Yeah.
What does the L stand for?
Lunch.
Pretty sure you can't letter in lunch.
Wow.
Half-price cheeseburgers all day on August 14th for National Back to School Day. This is how you Sonic.
Lipton Fresh Brewed Iced Tea is the naturally refreshing way to enjoy your meal.
It's the flavor we all savor. Does any food a favor? Gotta be more terrific.
Lipton, be more tea.
Muppets Most Wanted on Blu-ray and Digital August 12th.
The best things in life are free. Like the free services at Merle Norman. You'll get your skin glowing, find the right foundation, and learn how to apply the latest shades. It's free. An express facial and a brand new look. How fun is that? Merle Norman, made in the USA. Your gift with the purchase of 2 or more Merle Norman cosmetic products.
Hope you're having a great Tuesday morning. 75 degrees in Little Rock. Skies are partly cloudy to at times mostly cloudy. A secondary push of a front moving through Arkansas this morning, providing us with yet more dry air. Once again, this has been a very unusual summer. It hasn't been as hot or as humid. Now, we've had our points where we've seen readings jump from the mid-80s into the mid-90s. And yeah, since we're not really acclimated, it has felt a lot hotter. Weather looks nice for the day today. Let's start with an outside vantage. Oh, Rob, you jumped the gun. Man, what are you going to... Goodness gracious. I didn't get outside there you go. Rob and I will be on the same page here shortly. 75 degrees, that's a beautiful shot. Looking westbound, Highway 10 traffic will begin to pick up. We are looking at some schools that are in session, mainly your charter schools or in private schools going back up either today, tomorrow, or Thursday. And then public schools back in session next week. Quiet morning out there this morning. You shouldn't have any travel worries. It is 75. Dew point 66, and we have a northwest breeze outside. And for those of you that look at the weather just for the air pressure, it's 29.98. Around the state, temps look like this. Cooler weather up north where Harrison is at 62. Fayetteville has dropped to 59. 68 down in Camden. And around central Arkansas, Morrilton at 71. 71 in Cabot. 72 Benton. Whitehall 73. In Hot Springs at 73. Skies are mostly clear. There's no rain outside in Arkansas. We're not going to see much of a chance of rain until possibly the end of the week or the weekend. Frontal boundary has moved through the state. High pressure with the northwest wind. The surface is really helping to dry things out at the low levels. It's that wind flow out of the northwest and even northeast that will pull in the drier air. Enjoy that today. Really enjoy it tonight and tomorrow. as that high continues to control our weather. Low pressure to the east of us will kind of sit up over the Great Lakes states, and that's also going to help push cool, dry air our way. When I say cool, compared to where we should be this time of the year, which is right around 93 to 94, we'll take 88, won't we? 83, the high today in Clinton, 82 Mountain Home, Mena 81, 83 Fort Smith. These are your afternoon highs. I have Little Rock projected a little bit higher. We always seem to be a little higher than surrounding areas. Tonight, comfortable air mass moving in once again. Fayetteville 56 for the low, Arkadelphia 65. And the forecast today, 88 under sunny skies. Tonight, we will drop off to around 65 here in the capital city. And the forecast over the next 7 days looks like this, 87 tomorrow. And notice tomorrow night, 62, but Thursday we'll warm back up and hit close to 90. That is a check of the weather as we head things back to Ashley and Joey the cat this morning.
He's standing by, getting his morning rub down. Tom, thank you. A recap now of your top headlines here at 5:16 if you're just joining us. A public meeting to discuss plans to widen Interstate 30 is set for this afternoon. The $450 million makeover is scheduled to start after the Broadway Bridge replacement project ends in 2017. The meeting will happen from 4 to 7 today at the North Little Rock Chamber of Commerce. High levels of mercury are found in fish at Lake Ouachita. According to the Arkansas Department of Health, they have been studying the levels in bodies of water in Arkansas. The water is safe to swim in and safe to drink. The advisory recommends limiting eating fish from the Lake Ouachita area. And Potbelly Sandwich Shop is coming to Little Rock. It will be located at Park Avenue on South University and will open next month. The shop offers sandwiches, soups, shakes, and smoothies. Making headlines nationally this morning, it was another night of turmoil for the city of Ferguson. Police say several people have been arrested. This comes after an officer killed 18-year-old Michael Brown over the weekend. Reports show he was shot several times. Witnesses say Ferguson had his hands up when he was shot. Meanwhile, authorities say police used tear gas and rubber bullets to try to break up a crowd last night. The investigation continues this morning into an accident that claimed the life of dirt track driver Kevin Ward Jr. Ward was hit by NASCAR veteran Tony Stewart Saturday night. Ward got out of his car and walked onto the track after crashing his car during the race in upstate New York. Investigators say they don't have enough evidence to support criminal intent, but criminal charges have not been ruled out. The World Health Organization reporting that more than 1,000 people have now died from Ebola. The epidemic is currently in at least 4 African countries. The disease carries high fever, vomiting, and bleeding. It was first identified in March in Guinea. We've all had problems with technology at some point in time, but when your computer crashes, is tech support really all that helpful? We take a look in this morning's Consumer Report. More of THV11 this morning coming up next. Our time is 5:18.
Thanks for watching THV11.
I needed the best economic team to kickstart the Arkansas economy, so I called John Burkhalter. I've known John for years. He built several small businesses in Arkansas, creating hundreds of jobs. John Burkhalter worked closely with me to recruit companies and bring new jobs to Arkansas. For Lieutenant Governor, nobody knows more about creating good Arkansas jobs than John Burkhalter. When John gets involved, you know good opportunities aren't far behind.
John Burkhalter for Lieutenant Governor.
When behind the wheel, I'm usually carrying precious cargo, like family and friends or my dog Ranger. Come on, boy. Our safety on the road is important, so I need to limit my distractions. We all want to stay connected, and our cell phones are the easiest and most convenient way. But let's not use them while driving. Remember, safe drivers do only one thing, drive. Right, Ranger?
This message brought to you by the Arkansas Auto Dealers Association and THV11.
How long are you going to live with that crack in the wall? Cracks are bad, especially around doors and windows. You may have a foundation problem. You need to call Oshan for a free inspection. Here, watch this.
Oshan uses the Cable Lock ST Plus system for a deeper, stronger, more reliable foundation repair, backed by an available lifetime warranty. Never fear, Oshan is here.
Foundation's fixed.
Thanks, Oshan man.
I love home repair shows.
Wandering out into this great unknown. And when it's done, believe
Chevy Summer Drive. It's the Chevy Summer Drive. Get 0% financing for 72 months plus a total value of $4,000 on this 2014 Silverado All-Star Edition and make no monthly payments for 90 days. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
When Arkansans lost their insurance or had to pay more because of Obamacare, Senator Mark Pryor dismissed it.
Well, of course, a lot of this is anecdotal. We got a letter telling us that, our current policy was going to be canceled. You don't know whether you're going to have insurance or whether you're going to be able to afford your insurance.
When somebody tells you if you like it, you can keep it, you believe them. But that's not so in this case.
In this matter, he simply either didn't know or didn't care.
Get THV weather and Ed Buckner's forecast on Kissin' 96, All Things Country.
I know. Brian Denver joining us outside. A beautiful morning here at the THV11 Weather Garden. Brian, look over your shoulder at the moon up in the sky. It's a great-looking shot there.
Oh, that is pretty.
Beautiful shot. The moon is not quite full, but still, I understand it was a fabulous supermoon for all that were able to see it over the weekend. We had a lot of cloud cover here in Arkansas, so whether you got to see it or not, well, it was spotty.
You get to see it now.
Yeah. Well, cloud cover.
Now
Cloud. How are you?
Good. How are you been?
Doing well, sir. How are things on the roads?
Things are good on the road.
Doesn't it feel good out here?
This feels like fall.
This is wonderful. It's a great feel.
If we could just, I still wanted some warm weather.
We're not done yet.
You sure?
We're not. Not finished.
No accidents this morning. We're in good shape. Just checked in with all 3 agencies. No accidents. It's still early, but still in good shape so far.
All right. So we have locations for you today. They look like this.
All right. This morning, Arkansas State Police will be 6:30 at Fair Park. Little Rock will be on North Mississippi, and North Little Rock, we will be on Main Street. And just a reminder, school's opening back up, and we will be running radar. No talking on the cell phone. Make sure you watch your speed through the school zones. But most importantly, do not talk on the cell phones. We'll be having 2 officers at all the school zones. So
handing out things you may not want if you're talking on the cell phone.
It's almost an automatic signature.
All right. Thank you. Brian Denver joining us. Beautiful morning out here this morning as we check your morning commute. The way things shape up for you like this from now through 8 o'clock. Sunshine at about 72 at 8, 73 at 7. We are looking at partly cloudy now to mostly clear skies, depending on where you are. And if you look up at the sky toward about the western part of the sky, you will see the almost full moon once again. Hey, this is the way the sunrise looked yesterday. Kim Loftus from White County, good morning. Thank you for hashtagging BeOn11 with this photo. It's a gorgeous shot. We would love to have your photos to showcase your talents, and all you have to do is share your pictures with us in a variety of ways, whether it is Twitter, whether it is Facebook, or even email, or you can hashtag BeOn11 if you do Twitter, or you can send them directly to us here at THV11. We'd love to have your photos. Here we go. Tuesday's forecast, 84 lunchtime to 86 at 5 o'clock. A very warm day today as high temperatures approach the upper 80s yet again this afternoon. At 75, dry conditions with wind out of the northwest at 6. Our pressure reading is at 29.98, and with a dew point in the mid-60s, and that dew point number continues to fall and will fall more today. Dew points in the upper 50s to low 60s heading into tomorrow. 59 Fayetteville, 72 Stuttgart, 71 Jonesboro, and Mena at 72. And high pressure, of course, responsible for the dry conditions. So your metro forecast shapes up like this, with nearly every location looking at middle to upper 80s today, and maybe a couple of degrees cooler tomorrow. For Little Rock, 88, sunny and still warm with a northwest wind at 10. Tonight, 65 under clear skies and a light northerly wind. Here's the extended forecast. Making your plans for the remainder of the week. We are going to see a bump in temp back up close to the low 90s by Thursday, Friday into Saturday. Sunday and Monday, chance of thunderstorms back in the forecast. We are not finished with heat and humidity. At 5:24, it is now time to get an update on sports. For that, we turn things over to Mary this morning.
That time of year, we're continuing our 40 teams in the month of August. Today, we're taking on the Warren Lumberjacks, and while they fell in the state finals last year, they say their experience and desire to win will get them back to the ship.
All they do is win. Conference champs 5 of the last 7 years.
We're excited about the possibilities of us having a really good year, and the expectations are really high.
Warren's tradition of winning comes from strong role models.
Jarius Wright, touchdown Vikings!
Like the Warren boys.
Anyway,
heroes to us, really. You know, we looked up to them every Friday night. We looked at their every move. We watched their every move, and we was wondering, like, man, we can't wait till we get out there.
It starts at a young age. You know, these guys have grown up seeing the Jerry Wrights, the Greg Childs, the Chris Greggs all play, and, you know, wanted to follow in their footsteps. And that always helps to build a tradition when you have the success that we've had.
This year, the Lumberjacks have revenge on their mind after falling to Boonville in the state final.
You know, hopefully we can just pick up where we left off last year.
Warren is stacked with 8 starters on offense and 7 on defense returning, but with every strength comes a weakness.
We have a lot of experience both on both sides of the football. Our weakness is going to be our depth. We don't have very much depth. We only got 35 players out.
While getting back to a state title game in a conference with teams like Dollarway, Star City, and Hamburg seems daunting, the Lumberjacks are ready to start hacking away.
We're looking forward to winning a conference and repeating back to state. And this year we're depending on taking it through.
The Lumberjacks will open up their 2014 season with Fort Smith Southside. Back to you guys.
Mary, thank you very much. If you love watching the Kardashians, oh, who doesn't?
Like Tom.
I love the Kardashians, especially Kim. There'll soon be a way you can see even more of her.
Oh, we can't wait. The reality TV star publishing a book of her old selfies, and it's called Selfish. That's right. The majority of the pictures are being pulled from her social media accounts. But the 352-page hardcover book will also feature many never-before-seen pics. Tom, 352 pages of just
No
Kim.
kidding. It's a coffee table book of Kim Kardashian. That Kardashian says the final project or product was originally supposed to be a Valentine's Day gift to her husband, Kanye. But it turned out way too cool to keep private.
Oh, goodness.
Selfish. Goes on sale next April for about $20. Perfect coffee table book. Yes, this is me taking a picture of me and another picture of me.
I'll buy it for you for your birthday. How about that?
Oh, I'd love it. Can we put it on?
Best birthday present ever.
We can put it on our coffee table.
We could do that. Certain songs really get us going, and now there's research showing certain music may make you feel more powerful.
No kidding. Researchers decided to take a closer look at the connection between music and a feeling of power. 75 participants were tested with 31 different musical selections. Genres included everything from heavy metal to punk rock to hip hop.
They found that music with high levels of
bass,
Tom, bass made participants feel more dominant and powerful. In one test, participants were told they could win $5 if they predicted the number that would come up when a die was rolled.
The ones who listened to music with high levels of bass were more likely to want to roll the die themselves than others who listened to what researchers deemed less power-inducing selections.
There you go. Very interesting.
Yeah.
And this morning, we are continuing to remember the life of Robin Williams. Still ahead, some of his finest moments in his most memorable roles. More of THV11 this morning. Coming up next, it's just before 5:30 on this Tuesday.
Thanks for watching THV11.
At GMC, the summer sell-down is on. Now get the best selection of remaining 2014 GMC Sierra models while they last. And with 2 years of scheduled maintenance included, August is a great time to step up to professional grade. Pay no interest for 5 years on the 2014 GMC Sierra. Plus, for limited time only, get $1,000 for crew cab models in stock the longest. But hurry, these 2014 GMC models won't last long.
Introducing World Scrambles at IHOP. You'll love our Tuscan Scramble.
All the flavors, they just go so great together.
The Californian.
I love the avocado.
Or the All-American.
White cheddar bacon, tomato, yes.
New World Scrambles, only at IHOP. Scramble in, they won't be here for long.
My dad's been driving Old Blue since before I was born. He watches every penny.
It's embarrassing.
But that's why he'll be a good congressman. Washington loves to spend money. Trust me, my dad won't.
I'm French Hill. Like you, I don't spend money that I don't have, and Washington shouldn't either. Our federal government needs to quit trying to do everything and instead shift power back to our state and local governments. I'm French Hill, and I approve this message.
Hi. We need this to tow my science project.
I do it all, Tundra. Good timing. Our annual clearance event only happens once a year.
We built a shuttle.
A shuttle?
Yeah, carbon fiber wings, it works. Better get an A.
You mean he better get an A?
That's what I said. Agree to disagree.
Get 0% APR for 60 months plus $2,000 special edition cash on a new 2014 Tundra Crewmax TSS edition for a savings over $6,600.
It's gonna be great for my shuttle.
My shuttle.
Toyota, let's go places.
Oh, why are you here?
Hear that sound? That's the sound of savings.
Malto Meal. Taste the quality. Hear the savings.
Now, from Arkansas's News and Information Center, this is THV 11 This Morning.
Hey, once again, good morning. Thanks for joining us. Along with Ashley Blackstone, I'm Tom
morning.
Brandon. Elise will be seen on the evening news, so he gets to sleep in today. In a way. It's Tuesday, August the 12th.
And let's just say being the middle child sometimes can stink, right? In fact, middle child syndrome is a recognized concept, and birth order is believed to impact various personality traits.
As the middle child, you're not the leader, so many times you aren't able to have things your way. You're also no longer the baby of the family, so you aren't as protected.
And you're certainly not excused for bad behavior. Well, no longer.
Middle Child's Day provides a well-deserved day to celebrate those special children who were neither the firstborn or the lastborn. And finally, a day where you get some attention and love at the expense of your other siblings.
So if you are a middle child, congratulations. Today is all about you.
Today is all about you.
Hopefully you'll be able to celebrate.
Right. Okay, in my family, my dad is the youngest. He's got an older brother, and my uncle, Buzz, is in the middle. The middle child's kind of the even-keeled. He's the one that's the even, or even the she is the one, usually the one that
I've heard
keeps
that before.
things
That's kind of
calm.
normally how it goes in a lot of families.
Yeah.
I'm the baby.
You are? But you have an older sister,
An older
right?
sister. There's
Yeah.
not a third one.
Isn't that a third?
No, because I always said, I'm the baby. I don't want there to be anybody else.
Yeah, okay.
That's how that one went.
All right, before we get to news this morning, here's what's happening for you weather-wise. Another great start to the day. Temperatures outside of the 70s and another dry, comfortable day shaping up. Below average temperatures are expected for the rest of the week. But by the time we hit the weekend, more humidity builds back in and even a chance for showers. Oh, could we have our board up this morning as we check radar satellite imagery? All right. Oh, and Ashley loves to play this game. Don't you, Ashley?
Yes, I do.
We have for you your categories this morning, and we will cover all three. We have 4. Let's go fishing or let's go swimming. Ashley, pick a category. What are you leaning toward? 4. What do you think that's? You think that's 4 score and 7 years ago, or do you think it's?
To be honest, I wasn't going to choose that one because I had no idea.
It's a tea-time forecast, yeah. If you were playing golf on this Tuesday, beautiful morning for golf, 77, northwest wind at 5 here, about 8 o'clock, 4 o'clock tea time, 88. A warm and dry day ahead for those of you that want to get out, play a little golf. Don't want to leave out the golfers, of course. Sky conditions are partly to mostly cloudy. Temperatures this morning ranging from the upper 50s to the mid 70s. We're at 75 in Little Rock. This makes all the difference at dew point of 66. The dew point will continue to drop throughout the day as a second really shot of dry air moves in. Mountain Home 63, Harrison 62, 74 Pine Bluff, El Dorado 71, and Jonesboro at 71 degrees. Your Tuesday weather planner, middle to upper 80s, a very nice day. 5:33 now. Let's check in once again with Ashley.
Tom, thank you. Highway officials want to hear from you if you're a frequent traveler of Interstate 30. Today is the first in a series of public meetings on how to improve the interstate. The meeting will be from 4 to 7 at the North Little Rock Chamber of Commerce. Another meeting is scheduled for Thursday. A 2003 study says widening Interstate 30 to 10 lanes would be the only option to provide an acceptable level of traffic service in Little Rock and North Little Rock. In a THV11 update this morning, Little Rock police have identified the man accused of shooting at a woman and then starting a 3-hour standoff Sunday night. Jasper Goodwin, also known as HB Winscoo, shot at his girlfriend on South Valentine. The victim says Goodwin then ran and hid inside of an empty house. Negotiators and a SWAT team surrounded that house, eventually went in, but did not find him. If you have any information, call police. The name of the Sebastian County deputy that is on paid administrative leave following a deadly shooting has been released. Deputy Joshua Heidelberg shot and killed 23-year-old Justin Higgins in Fort Smith Saturday. Higgins reportedly shot at Fort Smith officers when they responded to a domestic disturbance call. He reportedly tried to get away by forcing himself into a truck that belonged to the deputy who was off duty at the time. That deputy shot Higgins, killing him. An inmate from Franklin County on the run this morning. Authorities are looking for this man, 52-year-old Toby Tiger, who walked away from the jail Sunday. He is 6 feet tall, weighs 150 pounds. He has blonde hair and blue eyes. Sheriff's deputies do not believe he is armed and dangerous. A story getting a lot of attention this morning on our website. High levels of mercury are being found in fish on Lake Washita. According to the Arkansas Department of Health, they have been studying the levels in bodies of water in Arkansas. Health officials spent much of Monday passing out flyers to visitors at the lake to alert them of the fish consumption advisory.
The levels of mercury in many of our bodies of water have been rising over the years, and Lake Washita has now exceeded a certain threshold.
The water is safe to swim in and safe to drink. The advisory only applies to those eating fish regularly from Lake Washita. There are now allegations that sports memorabilia collector John Rogers knew ahead of time that the FBI was going to raid his North Little Rock home and business. According to Arkansas Business, the owners of a Chicago auction house pleaded guilty yesterday to wire fraud, accused of not being honest about some of the memorabilia he'd sold. Rogers is an investor in the company. According to the plea agreement, the owner warned Rogers before the raid and informed him that he'd be wearing a wire. Rogers has not been charged in the case. A new Islamic center in Russellville is drawing controversy. The center has been operating through Arkansas Tech since it started in 2011, but now it feels it has enough members to expand. Russellville's Muslim population has grown from 10 a few years ago to now more than 250 today. The controversy is because it's located across from Russellville Junior High School. The center's director says the outreach is mainly positive.
Personally, I'm very excited about it. I'm very happy about it. You know, we are not different than anybody else. We are same, and we can work together as a big community.
The center will host an open house to the public. It's on August 30th. They say the purpose for the center is not just prayer. It's also for community interaction through transparency and understanding. The Farm to School program was put in pilot schools in Fayetteville for the past several years, and it's now growing. It is a nationwide movement to get more food and nutrition education into schools and support the local economy. The Fayetteville Public Schools nutrition supervisor says they buy 27 different kinds of fruits and vegetables, and they buy ground beef from one cow producer. The kids also get to choose what they want to eat with the Harvest of the Month program. That means during lunch, students will take part in a taste test.
They get to take part in the decision-making process. Is it good enough? Do I like it enough to see it on the cafeteria menu?
This year, the initiative has spread district-wide. Hot Springs getting a snapshot of how tourism is doing in the Spa City. The Convention and Visitors Bureau heard from a travel research group, and their numbers say 6.7 million visitors came to Hot Springs last year. 4 million of them were day trippers. Travelers spent a total of $523 million in the city, and visitors to the national park also helped Hot Springs make above national averages for outdoor travel. New details this morning about the plans to build a new Dillard's department store in Conway. It's a major announcement that came from the Central Landing retail development at the old Conway Airport. In addition to high-end retail shops, the development will also have restaurants and a hotel. Residents are telling THV11 while they're excited for the jobs and economic growth, they're also looking forward to the convenience.
I've had to drive to Little Rock a number of times throughout my life to go to Dillard's. It's also nice to have them online, but to be able to go in the store and actually see the merchandise is definitely more convenient.
The next step in the process is a special bond rededication election, which is set for September 9th. That's basically a vote to extend a sales tax to pay for infrastructure. Education leaders in Jacksonville gathered in support of a ballot measure last night that would create a new school district. The proposed district will serve 4,000 students at 10 schools. If passed, the measure will keep tax revenue in the community, allow local control over the school district, expand curriculum, and improve facilities. The measure will be voted on in September. Another new restaurant coming right here to Little Rock. Potbelly Sandwich Shop will open next month in the Midtown area. It will be located at Park Avenue on South University. The sandwich shop offers sandwiches, soups, shakes, and smoothies. This will be the first Potbelly location here in Arkansas. The largest towboat ever built in the United States is rolling through Arkansas this week. The motor vessel Mississippi is a 241-foot-long towboat for the Army Corps of Engineers. Today through Thursday, the public is invited to see it. On Wednesday, the boat will travel past Darnell, Morrilton, Conway, and Little Rock. Then early Thursday morning, it will be in North Little Rock, and our very own Marielle Mose will be there right here on THV11 this morning, so make sure you tune in to watch.
And Christine? Well, this morning, Hollywood is mourning the loss, really, of a comedic genius, Robin Williams. So we're remembering some of his best movie roles, starting first with the year 1991.
Hand over my son now, and you and your men may go free.
Hook was released on December 11th, 1991. In the movie, he's an adult Peter Pan that must return to Neverland and reclaim his youthful spirit in order to challenge his old enemy and get his kids back. Another movie that's on television, seems like every couple of months or so, really around Christmas time, one of my all-time favorites as well.
And one of the most memorable films.
You know, this whole camouflage thing for me doesn't work very well. Why is that? Well, because you go in the jungle, I can't see you.
Good Morning Vietnam, released on January 15th, 1988. Love that movie. An unorthodox and irreverent DJ played by Williams begins to shake things up when he's assigned to the U.S. Armed Services radio station in Vietnam.
Most of Williams' radio broadcasts were improvised in the film. Williams was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Actor in a Leading Role.
You can share your thoughts about Robin Williams on our Facebook page, THV11.com. I went back to look at the lineage of films, and the first major picture that he did, movie that he did, I thought it was A World According to Garp. That was his second. You remember the movie Popeye?
That was his first?
It was his first.
That was his first movie.
Yeah, he was on TV as Mork and Mindy,
Sure.
and several other guest appearances on shows. But theatrically speaking, movie-wise, Popeye.
Something tells me today and throughout the rest of the week, a lot of people will be going on television, of course, watching his movies, rewatching them, also on Netflix as well. Hopefully will do that.
You know, one of the things that I just happened to look at when you were reading the news is Rotten Tomatoes top 10 movies of Robin Williams. What was number one? What do you think?
Mrs. Doubtfire?
No.
Okay.
Good Will
Hunting, which he won an Academy Award for.
Mrs. Doubtfire did not make their top 10.
Really? Very
But Awakenings did. Remember the movie Awakenings?
I don't think I do.
1 hour photo.
Okay.
Where he was kind of the creepy photo guy.
I'll have to look that one up.
That one, yeah.
Yeah, a great man.
All right, we're going to take a break.
Yeah, stay with us.
Thanks for watching THV11.
Imagine coconut sandwiches. Or maybe vanilla cream puff pudding pops.
No, I'm partial to mint chocolate chip ice cream bars, but you need butterscotch.
Your strawberry fruit bars are fabulous. Kiwi would be even better.
Everyone loves our fudge, moo, and crunch bars. Which one's your favorite?
I love Sunday cups so much, I eat them on Monday, and Tuesday, and Wednesday.
At GMC, the summer sell-down is on. Now get the best selection of remaining 2014 GMC Sierra models while they last. And with 2 years of scheduled maintenance included, August is a great time to step up to professional grade. Pay no interest for 5 years on the 2014 GMC Sierra. Plus, for limited time only, get $1,000 for crew cab models in stock the longest.
See your Arkansas Select Buick GMC dealer.
Well, this pretty gal writes, why are Zaxby's fried pickles only around for such a short time? Number sign, yum. Well, the fried pickle season is very short. So once we harvest the crop, that's it.
Fried pickles don't grow on trees.
You're right, Ma. They grow on vines, which are much, much smaller.
It's fried pickle season. Lightly breaded, fried to perfection, served with ranch dressing. Enjoy them before the crop's gone. Zaxby's, indescribably good.
Looks like the Garcias got a new car.
What'd they get?
I don't know.
Sure doesn't look like a Buick.
Buick.
I'm outside. Where are you? I'm right here. I'm in the Buick. I don't see a Buick.
Take a fresh look at Buick. It just might surprise you.
That's not a Buick. That's what I told him. Wow. This is nice. Oh, my.
Now get 0% financing for 60 months, plus $1,250 total allowance on select 2014 Enclave models in stock the longest.
Dardanelle, Arkansas. It's a small town, but growing up there, Tom Cotton learned big lessons. Lessons like the dignity of work. Maybe that's why Tom Cotton opposes the cap-and-trade energy tax that would have killed 24,000 jobs in Arkansas. It could be something he learned about living within your means, is why Tom Cotton backs a balanced budget amendment. Call Tom Cotton. Tell him you appreciate him fighting for Arkansas's values.
Hey, welcome back this morning. Your time is 5:45 on this Tuesday morning. You are taking a live look right now at traffic on Interstate 30 in the North Little Rock area. It looks like things are moving pretty well in that area here at 5:45 this morning, and we hope to keep it that way. Brian Dedrick from the North Little Rock Police Department is joining us with how other things are looking in the metro area. Brian, good morning to you.
Good morning, Ashley. How are you?
I'm doing well. I need to get some more caffeine in my system to wake up a little bit more.
I know what I'm trying to wake up. I got up early and drank 1 cup, but I think I need 2 or 3.
A couple more.
The other areas that's looking good, just talked to state police. No accidents to report, no accidents with Little Rock, and of course us. And so we're in good shape this morning for your morning commute.
All right, some good news. Let's do Operation Safe Speeds this morning.
All right, this morning, Arkansas State Police, 6:30 at Fair Park. Little Rock will be on North Mississippi, and North Little Rock, we will be on Main Street. So be careful this morning. Buckle up, have a safe commute. And remember, school starts back
I know.
Thursday.
Can you believe it? For a lot of schools. And then many other schools start on Monday as well. So we will be keeping an eye on the traffic conditions. Brian, we'll see you shortly. Thank you much.
Sounds good, Ashley.
Let's send things over to Tom for your weather forecast on this Tuesday.
Yeah,
Tom.
a lot of the charter schools are back in session. Private schools this week. It seems like they go today, tomorrow, Thursday, then the public schools. Hey, check this out over Greer's Ferry Lake this morning. Beautiful morning, and there's Venus right there in the morning sky. Looks as if we have a few high-level clouds over the lake this morning. Skies are going to generally be mostly sunny throughout the day. Here's the way the morning commute shapes up for those of you getting ready to leave the house. Not expecting any rain, but 75. The current number will drop off to around 73 at 7 and 72. With mostly sunny skies around 8 o'clock. Your hour-by-hour forecast, not nearly as warm across parts of Arkansas today. I think we're going to see readings approach the middle to upper 80s in Little Rock. 84 is the projected temperature at 3 o'clock. I think we're going to be a little warmer than that today, even though we're going to have northwest winds and dry conditions here in Arkansas. Northwest winds at the surface will provide us with lower dew points and humidity values. We're at 75 currently downtown and around the state. 63 Mountain Home, Batesville 68, 62 in Harrison, and Fayetteville at 59. So we have our share of 50s and low 60s in Arkansas this morning. To start, not a bad looking start at that as well. Around the region, it's cooled off quite nicely as a cool front. Actually, a series of fronts has moved through. Here's the second in a series of boundaries moving through Arkansas with some dry air. And with the drier air mass, it's going to feel a lot more comfortable today. Around the metro, 85 Conway, 84 Benton, 83 Pine Bluff today. The wind continues out of the north in those locations. Little Rock, I'm going to put that high around 88. We'll see what happens. Maybe between 86 and 88, but sunny and dry, low humidity. Sunset time this evening at 8 o'clock. 65 and clear tonight with a light north wind, and your extended outlook will call for the rain chances to return by the weekend. And notice we're going to see temps go up a couple of 3 degrees each and every day as well, but still below average for this time of the year. So not too terribly bad of a start or an end of the week. That's a look at your weather as we send things back to Ashley.
Hey, Tom, thank you. It's every computer owner's nightmare. Your hard drive crashes. If it happens, would you know where to turn? Consumer Reports surveyed more than 4,400 computer owners about their experiences with tech support. Here's Marcy Whalen with more.
Craig Roberts troubleshoots computer problems. When he makes a house call, his clients are at their wits' end.
I get a sense of panic when they call me. They are very concerned, whether it be for their data or the health of their system, or if they're going to have to buy a new computer.
Computer problems are scary, and if you can't call on someone like Craig, turning to the manufacturer for help is often no help at all, says Steve Witten, Director of Consumer Reports Survey Research.
PC owners told us that they were very dissatisfied with the support they got, and that was regardless of whether they went on phone for support or went online.
A Consumer Reports survey found Acer and Toshiba solved only about 40% of user problems. Dell and Lenovo solved around 60%. Staples did better, solving 70% of problems, and Best Buy's Geek Squad solved 77%. At the top of the pack, Apple's tech support.
Apple owners told us that really regardless of phone service or going online for service, over 80% of the time their problem was resolved.
And at the Genius Bar, Apple's walk-in tech support center, the survey found 86% of computer problems were resolved. This is Marcy Whalen.
And the Consumer Reports survey found that another good place for tech support, independent computer stores. When it comes to troubleshooting, the survey indicated that people who go to independents are as happy as those who go to corporate tech support. Tom?
Right, Ashley, thank you very much. When it comes to fashion, the right fit is just as important for men. Sandy Wilkie from Jose Bank is here with some advice on finding that perfect fit for you men out there. And I didn't realize there were so many options and choices. But Sandy, good morning to you. Good to see you.
Good morning. I bet you didn't know everybody body is very unique, and they need a unique fit in a suit. It's not all cookie cutter.
Okay, so there are what, 3 fits to suits? Is that right?
There are 4.
4 fits?
Yes.
At least 4,
yes.
Depending on, I guess, how slender or small you are to how masculine and big you are.
That's right.
Yeah, so okay. Hulkish. Well, let's start with the 3 that you have, the 3 fits.
Well, the 3 that I brought is the first one over here is our traditional fit.
Traditional fit.
Traditional.
Okay.
This is what you'll see most of the men wearing. It's 2 to 3 button construction, and the trousers will be available with a regular rise. Now, everybody gets really scared when they start hearing a lot of technical terms. A rise is simply the length of the zipper.
Okay.
So pleated front, plain front, depending on your build. We want you to be comfortable in your suit. The body is more of a straight cut.
Okay.
The lapels are a little wider. Your traditional fit.
So is it for like a full-size guy?
No, oh, no. You're tailored fit.
I'm tailored?
Yes, you're tailored fit.
What's the difference between a tailored and the traditional then?
We're going to move over here to tailored.
In the middle is
tailored.
Okay.
Tailored is going to be 3 inches narrower in the body of the suit. The lapel is going to be a little narrower through the in the top construction of the suit.
Okay.
The trousers, you're also going to have a shorter rise, about 2 inches shorter. You don't have to wear them as high. Your legs are going to be just a little narrower, and it's a comfort fit. We want you to be comfortable. A suit should not be a straitjacket that you dread putting on every morning.
Okay. But if I get into the slim fit?
Now, the slim fit is the closest thing to a European cut that we're going to see. It is the slimmest. It is at least 4 to 4.5 inches narrower in the body than a traditional suit. Your lapels are going to be much narrower. The design is for sleekness. Your jacket is going to be shorter. The trousers are going to be tailored much narrower in the leg. The easiest way to define a European cut suit with slim fit is, remember the picture of the Beatles coming off the airplane, and that really, that's a that's a slim fit suit.
They were all skinny guys though too.
Slim fit is for very thin gentlemen.
Okay, so there you go. 3 different fits that Sandy's brought with us, depending on your size: traditional, more tailored, or the slim. Didn't realize there were so many choices out there. Real quick, I got to mention this. What is up with the pocket square? You've got it flat on one, you've got it triangled on another. Does it really matter how you wear your pocket square?
No, that's why I did that, because I knew you were going to ask.
You knew I was going to
Just get it in there, and it looks great. It's a great accent.
All right, so some good stuff there for men. Thank you, Sandy.
Thank you.
Bank. We're going to take a break and come back with more after this.
Arkansas, the Too Big to Miss sales event is back. Once a year, Steve Landers has one sale, and this is it. At Steve Landers Toyota, and now at Steve Landers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Folks, listen up. We do this only once a year, and I've challenged my guys to sell 1,500 vehicles. The only way we're going to do it is by offering our lowest prices and our highest trade-in on your cars and trucks. That's a Steve Landers guarantee.
So don't miss the Too Big to Miss sales event at I-430 in Colonel Glen.
So I bought flooring from Empire for this entire room, and then got this room free. Free flooring, free materials, and even free professional installation.
It's Empire Today's new buy one, get one free sale.
Buy one room and get another room free. That includes hardwood, tile, and laminate with materials and installation.
I got 2 rooms for the price of 1.
Don't miss Empire's buy one, get one free sale.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today. I'm Patrick Henry Hayes, and if you want to see the opposite of Washington, D.C., look what we've done in North Little Rock. While Washington's debt has increased 400%, we cut our debt in half. We've balanced 24 straight budgets, and by easing regulations, we've attracted thousands of good jobs. Look at the difference it's made. I approve this message because it's simple. You cut waste, pay your bills, and do everything in your power to create jobs. And that's what we need in Congress.
It's our firm belief that corners are meant to be hugged, not cut. Luxury without compromise. The all-new Audi A3. Experience the Summer of Audi event today and get exceptional values on the Audi you've always wanted.
Half-off summer clearance sale going on now at Family Leisure. Save up to 50% on in-stock pools, patio furniture, and more. Only at Family Leisure.
Time now 5:56. So just what's Osama doing crossing the Rio Grande? Where's this leading?
I have no idea. We're about to find out. Jeannie Mose unmasks a borderline stunt.
It's The Walking Dead, a dead terrorist walking across the Texas-Mexico border.
Even Osama bin Laden could cross.
He's back. Not bin Laden, James O'Keefe, the conservative filmmaker known for his creative editing, who once dressed up as a pimp to ensnare the community activist group Acorn. Now he's dressing up as bin Laden.
Do you feel safe?
And wading across the Rio Grande to show how easy it is to evade border security. One admiring website has a nickname for him, Osama bin O'Keefe. He also interviewed the Hudspeth County, Texas sheriff about this section of the border fence.
I guess it ends, right?
That's the dead end of it right there.
But the Border Patrol says there's a reason Osama bin O'Keefe slipped through, that agents noticed a convoy and determined that the vehicles were from the Hudspeth County Sheriff's Department. Agents didn't realize there was a filmmaker, but entry was not challenged because the group at the border was law enforcement. Now, James O'Keefe isn't the first to try to make a point by wading, swimming, or even marching into the Rio Grande. A former Apprentice contestant and unsuccessful candidate for Congress waded in atop an elephant with a mariachi band.
And there's nobody here. Play on, boys.
Though the Border Patrol said no problem because the elephants never actually crossed over to Mexico, though they were detained and sprayed for ticks.
Let's go. Welcome to America.
And recently, Fusion's Jorge Ramos swam across the Rio Grande with lots of Border Patrol agents watching.
The current's strong, man. I still can't touch it right now.
But he was trying to show how tricky the crossing can be. Good thing O'Keefe picked a shallow part and didn't try to swim in his Osama bin Laden getup.
Do you feel safe?
I feel hot. Jeannie Mose, CNN, New York.
Okay.
Hey.
Well, we'll just move along from there. How about that?
All right.
Anything to say on that point?
THV11 this morning, just before 6 o'clock here on this Tuesday morning, begins now.
We plan in a 20-year planning horizon. So the bridges that we construct today are meant to last, 50-plus years.
This is an advisory to help prevent potential long-term health effects.
We're going to come here, we're going to catch some fish. They tell us we can't eat it.
We're excited about the possibilities of us having a really good year, and the expectations are really high.
We're ready to compete this year. We're ready this season and ready to repeat back to state.
Our bodies go Shazbad and we get the goggles.
Oh, is this a dagger I see?
You've never looked at a woman and been totally vulnerable.
Now, from Arkansas's News and Information Center,
This is THV11 This Morning.
On this Tuesday morning, right at 6 o'clock. Thanks for joining us. Traffic outside for those of you commuting. This is the area of JFK. You're looking at the split 30 to 40. And it looks as if traffic's moving along pretty good right now with sky conditions that are partly cloudy to mostly clear. No rain outside. Our live vantage point, 30-40 in North Little Rock. All right, thanks again for joining us. Your morning commute shapes up like this, 74 degrees currently with a beautiful moon in the sky. Take a look outside in the western sky. You'll see the almost full moon. It is now in its waning gibbous state. 72, 7 o'clock, 73, 8 o'clock under sunshine with high pressure controlling our weather here over the next few days.